everybody? Welcome to All Things Spice podcast. I'm super excited to have you. Thank you so much for tuning in. And today's episode is going to be great. It's going to be amazing. My name is Zanele and I am your host. So today we'll be talking about physical well-being. We will be talking about exercising. I am super excited about it, but also at the same time, when I was thinking about this topic, I was quite nervous because I am not a fitness guru at all. Like, my journey has had ups and downs and hurdles and everything you can think about. So I was quite, I didn't know how I was going to, approach this. But then I figured that I think the best way would be to share my personal experience and my journey and sort of, just what I've been through. And hopefully through that, I can encourage someone out there. So I'm just going to go right into it. And I do hope that you do enjoy and you are encouraged by the end of this episode. So to begin with, I will throw right back to primary school. At some point, at the beginning of primary school, I was very active in, the whole sports situation. So I was part of the swimming team, and my swimming coach, she was hectic. She was hectic. We would swim so many lanes, like 40 lanes, 50 lanes. For a primary school child, that was a lot. I would get home and I would just be so done. I would be so tired. But anyways, I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it. And I played hockey, I think up till grade 4. So I was quite active, and then things just went south. I then just became extremely I just stopped exercise. I just then was lazy to do any sport. I made up any excuse not to go for inter-house athletics. I just didn't want to hear anything about exercising. And I generally felt tired. I really just did. So exercise was just not on the radar. And then I went to high school. I wasn't really, active in sports in high school. Same thing, inter-house sports and inter-house cross country. Like, those for me were just I just didn't want to hear about it. I didn't want to hear about it. But they were accommodating. We had to do a sport, at least one sport, and at least one cultural activity. So on the sports side, we had a walking club. And I was part of the walking club, and I had friends who were part of the walking club. So we would use that time, to bond. I must admit, we had some gossip sessions going on in your high school. You know how it is. But it was great. Walking club was great. We also had aerobics, which was basically fitness sessions. There was music. So that was also quite fun. But 10 minutes into the 1 hour session, I'm already huffing and puffing. I'm tired. I want to sit down. So that was crazy. That was just something else. But then when I was in lower six. I was 17. Um, yeah, an unexpected health situation, came up. And yeah, I think it's important that I share that because it does sort of shape my fitness journey at this point in my life. When I look back at it, I'm like, wow, if that didn't happen, probably would have not even, thought about exercising as something that is important, something that is vital. So I'll go right into it. I'll try not to drag because I mean it's a story. Yeah, it's a story that can for sure take the whole day because it's layered. But I'm not gonna go into the whole nitty gritties of everything. I'll probably record another session when I do another physical well-being segment where I can go into other further extra details because it's, as I said, a whole layered situation. So I was 17, which is 9 years ago. Wow. It feels so long ago, but it also feels so like recent because it's just so fresh in my head. That's just, yeah. Anyways, so I was 17. I was experiencing a sharp pain in my neck that goes to my shoulder. I don't remember which side. I think it was the left side. And I had been ignoring it. I think it went on for about 2 weeks. And then I'm like, I think I should probably tell someone. So I told my mom. And she said, okay, this has obviously been going on for quite a bit of time. Just monitor it for a few more days. And if it's persistent, you need to go and see the school nurse, right? She was called the Sun Sister. And yeah, she must check your blood pressure. That's what she told me. And then I obviously monitored it for a few more days. I'm like, this thing is not going away. So during the week, on one of the mornings, I precisely remember I was waiting to go into the dining hall. Then before that, I'm like, let me actually just quickly go to the Sun Sister. And then, she'll check me out. And then I'll go for breakfast and continue with my day. I go there were people taking their medications and stuff. I wait, and then I tell her, I explain to her, the Sun Sister was quite a strict one. So it was also, I was just avoiding to go there anyways, to start with. But anyways, I went there, and she checks my blood pressure, and she says to me, no, it seems there's something that's wrong with the machine because this reading cannot be right. So I'm like, okay, yeah. What is going on? At that point, obviously, I didn't know how to read blood pressure readings or anything. So she says she's going to change the batteries. She's just going to finish helping the rest of the people. I must just wait, calm down, and she'll take a second reading after she's changed the batteries. She changes the batteries, and still my blood pressure is like, it's skyrocket. She was actually like shocked that I was walking and I was like, actually a functioning human being. That's how hectic it was. And she says, no, you need to go lie down, and we need to go to the doctor, the school doctor. So now I'm like, okay, so my day at school has already been like, that's now thrown out of the window. And yeah, let's just see. I mean, let's go to the doctor and hear what they say. So we go to the doctor. The doctor's like, it's definitely too high. They give me medication, and then they say, okay, she must monitor me the whole day, during the course of the day. And if nothing changes, then I need to like literally go to the hospital. At that point, what was I feeling? I was feeling confused, to be honest, quite frankly. I was feeling confused because it was unexpected. I just didn't think, although yes, there was this sharp pain, and although my mom had told me that I need to get this checked out, I just really didn't think that it was actually going to be that. I just thought it's just gonna be, she's gonna give me some pain meds, and we're just gonna continue, and things are gonna be fine. So she's monitoring me during the day. Nothing is changing, and she says to me, "No, you cannot sleep here with the way the readings are. I need to take you to the hospital." So just to put it into context, a normal reading would be, so there's this systolic and diastolic reading. Systolic is the top number, diastolic is the bottom number. I hope I didn't interchange those. But anyways, yeah. The top number should be like 120. The bottom number should be 80. But obviously it can, fluctuate. It can range. So some people it can, like the top number can range from like 90 to 120 something, 130 is like borderline. And in the bottom number, should not be 3 digits. So 90 is like the borderline, but then it can range, as I said, it can go 70. Some people have 60. It's just dependent. So mine was 190. The top number was 190, and the bottom number I think was 110 or something. So it was bad. To be honest, I basically should have not been functioning. I could have been in a coma. I could have had a stroke. It was bad, right? So, my parents obviously called, and they were like, yeah, definitely, take her to the hospital. We go to the hospital, and from there it's just history. I'll have to do a whole separate episode where I describe, just sort of the journey and just that whole process of, the whole, it's a lot. Just the whole situation of being in hospital, having multiple tests being done. And then, they said it was secondary hypertension, so it was layered. There was some other things that were causing that. And it's just been a whole wild journey. But to say the least, what I know for a fact is that God was present through every single thing that happened, and is present at this point in time. And I definitely know that he has a purpose, and there was, and really there's no way to explain the supernatural of me having been able to function and walk when I was just at those levels of when my blood pressure was at those levels, it just was not explainable in the natural. And for me, that in itself, that is a miracle. And um, yeah, it's really crazy. And just for me to even be able to, obviously speak about this, it's, yeah, it's, I don't even know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain it. So anyways, um, that happened. And obviously, there was a lot of, um, um, like just, yeah, emotions, mental impacts. Yeah, there's just such a layered situation that happened. But in summary and in short, it was just an unexpected turn that happened. And I wouldn't say that at that specific point, that's when I realized, oh my word, I actually need to take my physical well-being and this whole like and exercising seriously, because I mean, obviously life continued, life happened. Oh yes, I was discharged from hospital a week after that. My blood pressure did calm down, but then yeah, medication and all of that obviously had to come into the picture. So yeah, exercise then became something that I committed, because I was every year I would put it in my my goals. I want to stay fit. I want to stay fit. And yeah, it just it was just a thing that I would write and I would obviously aim for, but it never really materialized until I think 2019. Yeah, it was 2019 when I really then set my goal and say, I want to at least, during the week, I want to jog, even if it's 1 kilometer a day for 5 days. That was what I was committing to. And I think that's the year that I read The 5 a.m. Club. Yeah, that's a book that you should definitely read. I have joined and exited the 5 a.m. Club in and out. But to be honest, that book is great. So I was saying, yes, in the book, they mentioned that it takes, I think, now I can't remember the facts. I don't know if it's 60 days or, something, 60 or is it less? Anyways, there's a set amount of days that it takes to develop a habit. So you need to just do whatever you're trying to, create a habit out of. Do it consistently for, or is it 30 days? I don't know now. I can't remember the days. But I actually did take that seriously, and I decided that I was going to incorporate exercise every morning, and even if it was just 1 kilometer, Mondays to Fridays. And then weekends, I could take that as my time to rest and give myself a reward. And it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, and it did take a lot of willpower, a lot of grace as well, because there was a lot of times when I felt I just didn't want to do it. I didn't want to wake up. I didn't want to, exercise. But I kept on thinking back to say, but I just want to get better at, following through what I've committed to. So, long story short, I then, created this habit. I bought my watch, which would, count my steps, measure my heart rate. And that's sort of how it just became something that's just consistent. And not to say that, it's been a perfect journey or I don't skip days. But it really has helped me. I feel so much better physically, mentally as well. I during the time that I am most of the time during the time that I'm running, I'm either listening to music that just feeds my soul, or I'm having chats with God, and just thinking positively about the day, because it's in the morning, and I am like just pumped up and ready to start the day. So for me, really, it is a form of a coping mechanism. It's helped me really, with my blood pressure as well. And it's also just helped me mentally, as well as just recognizing the willpower and the ability to commit to something and follow through. So that's been really my journey. People have got different journeys, and everyone's journey is different, and you can learn so much from so many different stories. But I just thought I should share mine. And just to leave you with this, to say that small, daily, seemingly insignificant things that we do over time yield great results. That's something that I learned from the 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. And for me, definitely, this has been a true fact. And I hope you're encouraged by this. I'm super excited to, obviously take you on the full force journey of this whole physical well-being, amongst other topics. But thank you so much for tuning in. And I hope you are looking forward to the next episode. And as I always say, keep loving whilst living. Bye-bye.